All right, guys. So I have seen Star Wars: Maul dash Shadow Lord. We need a complete and total shutdown on titles until we can figure out what's going on here. Because I reacted to the Punisher special presentation trailer, and it was like Marvel Studios: the Punisher: with one last kill. Anyways, none of that matters. I was not interested in the show. I'll just be upfront about it. I mean, I was probably going to end up watching it, but, from the trailer, it was a little bit like, all right, this is just more Dave Filoni Clone Wars era slop. I feel like I've seen enough of it at this point. But after watching these two episodes, they're pretty good. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not more Filoni slop, because it very much is that, but it's good Filoni slop, and I'm not gonna complain when I get good content. So, yeah, I think that if you're just completely done with Star Wars, I don't think that this is an Andor level type show where I'm going to insist that you watch it. I'm like, listen, I don't care if you've never seen a Star Wars show. I don't care if you hate Star Wars. I don't care if you love Star Wars. Like, Andor is just such an incredible show that I don't care who you are, you should watch it. This Maul show is very much in the line of, if you just hate Star Wars right now, but you used to love it, I think you might want to check it out, because I think it's just good Star Wars that you'll probably appreciate. And yeah, obviously, if you're still into Disney Star Wars at this point, then you're just going to be like gasping for air because you're finally getting something pretty good. So yeah, let's get into it. So this show follows Maul. I want to say, God, I'm not a Star Wars aficionado in any way, shape, or form, but I believe this show follows Maul after the prequels, but before his appearance in Rebels. And I don't know, but then I also don't know exactly where in between that, like, Solo lies. I don't know, dude. I also don't really remember. Was he even in Solo that much? What was he even there for? Like, what? I don't even know. I don't know anymore. But I think it's suffice to say, it is about Maul after the prequels, trying to, like, rise up to power, and he's like creating a gang or whatever. And so with that, this show is basically what we all thought the Book of Boba Fett was going to be, where they kind of sold the Book of Boba Fett as being this, like, mobster gang show. And this is way more that than the Book of Boba Fett ever was. And so in that, it has actually a pretty unique tone to it for Star Wars, to where it's very serious in tone. It's very like there's even this detective character, which is not really something that we've seen in Star Wars, at least I don't think, where it feels like you're watching this, like, neo-noir sci-fi show with this, like, grizzled detective going after Maul. And it's just an interesting scenario. I mean, I don't know, maybe if you're a Star Wars nerd, you're going to be like, actually, we have seen this before in the special edition or extended universe book written by Timothy Zahn. Well, shut the fuck up. I've never read any of Timothy Zahn's book. Now, when it comes to territory that is absolutely being retreaded, there is this, like, young Padawan after Order 66 who's, like, hanging out with her Jedi Master, and they're, like, broke, living in the streets and whatnot, and what possibly is going to go on here? Is Darth Maul going to try to take her to the dark side or whatever? Blah, 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 blah. So that is a situation that is being developed over the course of these two episodes, where it's like, we've definitely seen this before. But still, it's good. Like, it's well done so far. As far as negatives, I will say that Darth Maul has this, like, crew of henchmen that are, at least as far as the first two episodes, pretty one-note characters. They're not particularly interesting. I will see if the show does end up making them more interesting. But I also kind of understand that this is like a 25-minute per episode series, so it's not like they have a ton of time to focus on characters that aren't Darth Maul and the young Padawan character and the detective. Like, Those are very much the three characters, like main characters that the show is focusing on. The animation is also pretty gorgeous. I feel like that's not really something you can take away from Disney. Ever since they took over Lucasfilm, like that last season of the Clone Wars that they made is visually stunning. Bad Batch is like really good. Those like what are they called? The Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Sith. Like their animation, just the quality of the animation, has been very strong all throughout Disney's ownership of Lucasfilm. And yeah, like this is still very much the sort of Lucas era style of animation, but if you look at this background here, I mean, it almost looks painterly, which adds a really cool vibe to it. The characters themselves, though, do look very Dave Filoni, Clone Wars era-esque, but still, just those like enhancements of the background, and just the overall quality of the animation definitely does help the style and the visuals of the show stand out. So yeah, man, overall, I can't help but recommend this show. I think that if you're way into Star Wars still, this is going to be another solid thing for you to watch. I think that if you've been, like if you used to love Star Wars, and you feel like the Disney era of Star Wars has been stinky poo poo caca, I do think that this is a show that will sort of bring you back in, at least for this one show. If you just hate Star Wars and you need something as good as Andor to get you in the door, then this is... I mean, it might be that, but probably not, if we're being honest. Yeah, I think it's a solid show, so let me know what you think in the comments if you've seen it, and over the coming weeks, I will be doing spoiler discussions for each batch of episode drops, because I believe they're doing 2 episodes every week. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.